Hello and welcome to the GameShop MythCast, episode number 21. I am your host, Mythology GameShop's very own vocal terrorist, Jesse Voctor Rain. And now, today, for this episode, we are here with one of the off-race days that our clan sometimes has. So this was from back when Daz was first toying with the idea of switching from Zerg to Terran, and what better way to do it than test out up against JayPower, a Grandmaster Protoss player generally, but today he's going to be playing as Zerg, so it'll be interesting to see with both of these switching. Of course, now Daz has committed fully to Terran for the meanwhile. Don't know if he'll consider changing back in the future, but right now this is what he wants. But JayPower just playing as Zerg, off racing for some fun, and it also makes for good practice at the same time. Now, the one thing we've seen from Daz's Terran play so far, this is the thing I can mostly talk about, is the fact that he likes to get Marines, and nothing but Marines. Like, that is what we're talking about. Eventually, late game, at about 28 minutes, he might start making Marauders. That's also a possibility. But generally, likes his Marines. JayPower, of course, as a GM Protoss, very used to going Stargate, very used to just going mass gateways, pretty much happy with all stars. But here, as a Zerg, remains to be seen exactly how he will play right now. Going for the hatch first, opening at the normal time, so nothing ridiculous coming out of him. Being slightly greedy, putting down the gas before the pull. But it's not going to be a problem, as his opponent Daz is also expanding, so worth being greedy in that situation. I should point out, Daz is of course the Mythology GameShop player, as you can tell. JayPower is with UCAP Esports, although he does train regularly with us, and honestly I consider him as much a part of our team as anyone else. Like, he's just so great to have around, and I hope that no matter what happens in the future, he always stays in contact, and we can always you know, have him there as a practice partner and just as someone to talk to, someone to sit in TeamSpeak. So as you can see, Daz with a full scout off knows that the gas is up earlier than the pull, knows about the pull timing, and is getting one gas of his own. So we could see a Reaper pop out of this barracks very shortly. Right now building up a large mass of minerals, so could potentially even go for a third CC in the near future, or of course could just start throwing down more racks off the back of this. There's many ways it could go. The Orbital Command is making the first Marine is now on the way out, and we're just hoping that this isn't some kind of massive troll on me. I never trust replays Odin sends anymore. I really don't, but there was something I needed to... Oh, that was it. So I had a segue set up, and then I got worried that Odin was trolling me and forgot about it. So speaking of UCAP Esports, Mythology and UCAP are coming together, and in association with GameShop, we are bringing you a €75 StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm tournament on the 5th of July, cast by myself and the wonderful Belle Noire, who you can find over at Belle Noire TV. The two of us, we will be working together, broadcasting on twitch.tv/MythOdin to bring you some of the best European StarCraft games we can. We have already Mythology players signed up, we've got UCAP players signed up, and there is going to be a maximum of 64 teams. So if you want to get signed up onto that, take a look on Team Liquid and check for the Binary Beast sign up. It's called the GameShop Open, and we'd love to see you involved. Unfortunately for you lower league players, it is Diamond and upwards only. But it's going to be a lot of fun, so I highly suggest you check it out. And if you can't take part, or you don't want to take part, definitely tune in for the broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun for everyone involved, I hope. And it certainly will be for me. Now, we have this Hellion opening coming out of Daz. We went for the factory after the barracks, and now throwing down the third orbital command. At the moment, foregoing Starport, just going these Hellions for, one suspects, early map control. It's one of the things we have spoken to him about in the past, about how he needs to get better map control against Zerg players. It worked quite well for him in our very recent clan war against Starcade Gaming, which we took 5-1. Daz taking the final crucial game in that series. Of course, Viper taking the other 4 very, very well. We have a Bathing Nest, meanwhile, coming up for JayPower's Zerg. At the moment, Lair also on the way, no other tech in evidence, and with that third base going up, he's still just progressing fairly normally for a Zerg player. If we just take a quick look, yeah, he's got 45 drones now. Well, 44 because he liked to make something. But apart from that, perfectly fine. Here come the first 4 Hellions now, moving across the map, but there is a Spinecrawler and a Queen there. Now, 4 Hellions against this Queen, if Microde effectively could take it down, but with that Spinecrawler there for the Queen to retreat to, I don't expect much of that to happen. So, good response from JayPower, and here comes the Spire from him. And really, this is the thing we expected all along. Spire, so good. Lots and lots of Zergs nowadays going for that Spire opening. Daz will be looking for it. We have a Spinecrawler going down here, but it's a little bit too late, which means a forced drone pull here does see 2 roasted so far, a third going down there, and now the Hellions once again get out, bruised but not broken. Meanwhile, quite a large force of Speedlings over on the left-hand side of the map from JayPower, but there's no way they're going to be breaking through here, especially with that siege tank sieging up to reinforce. They're going to try, though, and if he doesn't get the supply depot wall up, they could at least get a better surround, and oh, the supply depot not up! So they should take down this tank if they wanted to focus, but they did not. And as such, only one gets into the main, gets some valuable scouting information before he does get taken down. If we take a quick look at JayPower's vision of the main, he did see an awful lot of production here, as you can see. But otherwise, not a great deal on offer. Should be fairly confident anyway that his opponent is going for a large barracks-based play. With the double eBay going down as well, we see 1-1 already on the way. The same coming out now from JayPower, slightly behind, but also getting the +1 flyer attacks as well from the Spire, throwing down a macro hatch. So, moving very, very well. JayPower blocking off this third base, but of course Daz, in the style of Terrans, expanding instead towards his opponent, so not needing that base for the near future. Although eventually, when he chooses to take a 4th, he will need to clear out that creep and that Overlord, which will be annoying, but nothing more than that. First 2, is this the first 2 medevacs? It is indeed. First 2 medevacs on the way from Daz. And we'll have to wait and see exactly what he chooses to do with them. These Hellions will get picked off by these Mutas, but of course it gives Daz time to prepare for the Mutas. And as we see, 2 missile turrets already going up at this third. They're going to be slightly behind though. The Widowmine burrows, and that's going to get a good hit off. 1 Muta falls immediately. Luckily for JayPower, was not targeted on those 3 Mutas, but the Marines have time to react. They do have stim if they need it, but with no medevacs there, he does not want to stim or even overstim, and the best move there, not much of anything killed, as we see 4 workers killed for Daz in that Hellion attack. Penguin wondering if Jay has actually switched to Zerg. No, he has not. He is definitely a Protoss. But look at this, JayPower, bam, just throwing 2 more hatcheries down. He is not worried at all. Finishing up that side of the map. Those are the last 2 bases on his side of the map, and now the Muta's trying to come in at the back of the second expansion. However, more missile turrets here mean that it's going to be very hard for them to do so. 1 already dies, more coming to join. A second one falls already, and again, no kills completed. So we see the repair going down, and the missile turret keeps it alive, and another one coming just to support it, and a lot of Marines now moving out as predicted. Good stim there, catches 1 Muta now. Stimmed all of his Marines there to get 1 Muta, but worth it because of course these medevacs are here. They've got a lot of energy at this point, and now they might catch them again. A second stim goes off, more Mutas falling. That's a lot of Mutas lost there, and right now Daz with 156 supplied to 115 of JayPower. Daz plays Terran very much like a Zerg. I don't even know what the hotkey for that is. Oh, it's L. Wow, look at that. Penguin bringing it up. 2,450 resources lost there. So, good call, Penguin. We've got 2-2 finishing up for Daz. But, of course, we do have that 2 armor finishing, well, about halfway for JayPower will not have the attack at all. And this queen is going to die. Oh, the queen manages to get away, baits a few marines in, but nothing worrying. Daz already with quite a large pre-split with the widow mines there as well. Drilling claws on the way. He's going to want those really before he pushes in for a big attack, simply because of needing that. And whoa, did he really mean to take all the medevacs? No, I didn't think so. Slight misclick there. Of course, this medevac will be known about because it's moving over creep tumors. And that's the thing, you can't really deal. That's a lot of speedlings about. The mutas are also going to chase it. And with the banelings underneath, the marines will not be able to be dropped properly. So Daz just going to lose that entire drop for nothing. You can't start a drop on creep. That's just not the way it works. Has stimmed forward here to try and take advantage of the army being out of position. But there's not really much splash damage here to deal with this massive speedlings and banelings. Some good splits going on, but there's an awful lot of banelings, and they will catch up these great widowmine shots. However, meaning only one baneling actually makes it through, and that does take down 2 marines. Looks like Daz will be cleared up here. He's rallying more and more marines across the map. We do have a few more banelings rolling in, but a lot of mutas here to clean up the last of the marines. But no one to fight entirely on their own. We've still got some widowmines here ready to dole out damage. And this is where we really expect to see Daz's production just go insane. He's thrown down that 4th command center. He's heading it down to here, but it will be stopped. More engagements going on up here. It is Stim Marines versus Mutas and Speedlings with some large Bane support. But the Marines trying to get in before that. Still more Banelings hitting them. The Widowmine's not getting off the best of shots here. And again, we're seeing this very back and forth effort from the 2 players, but once these banelings finish, they should be able to roll in. There's no split there. All of Daz's marines disappear under a hail of baneling explosions, but he just keeps making more. We've got 3 more barracks going down, 4 more barracks going down at this point, and this is what Daz does best. He just throws down one hell of a lot of production. He is going to have to divert some units, though, to clear out this 4th base and get his units. Get his economy where he needs it to be for this style of play. Now, of course, this right now just being used as a macro hatch, but on the left-hand side of the map, we can see the 4th base is mining for JayPower. So JayPower with a really, really strong economy. Of course, Daz with mules will be able to do that, and he has cleared out this base, just waiting for the creep to finish up so that he can land the command center, keeping some of those marines there just in case there's also a burrowed ling. As that can be a possibility. Now we're going to see some speedlings try a counter down the left hand side, but there are marines there ready and waiting for them. So good shout by Daz there to keep hold of that. And now Daz sending a small force, dropping it over on the left hand side, taking down some drones, but will again be cleared up by the banelings. Widowmine was not borrowed in time, and now the banelings get away, but does get a good shot off on the mutas. Meanwhile, over on the right hand side of the map, on that secondary attack path, we're seeing Daz continue to stim these marines forward, bringing widowmines with them, and blowing up banelings at pace, but there's plenty more where that came from. JayPower continuing up this continuous defense. And again, taking down all the marines that Daz has to offer on this side of the map. More now coming over from the left hand side to support, but again just being taken down. And at this point, you know, JayPower, they're both really on equal bases in terms of mining. That 5th base of JayPower only being used to attack. No idea why there was a ping there. Apart from that, of course, there is one widow mine being an absolute pain. It's only got 2 kills at the moment, though. The real focus is over on this side of the map. Excuse me, it just keeps going. And let's see how many kills it gets. 1. It just blows up 1 egg at a time. But still Daz continuing to attack. Pushing across the map, trying to get in and do damage. Once again, we've got a small force of speedlings coming down here, but Planetary Fortress will be able to pick off this SCV, potentially force a cancel here on this command center. But meanwhile, and more importantly, this hatchery taken down on the right hand side. Of course, at this point, JayPower not using that with not using that for mining, only using it as a macro hatch to manage to keep up his supply. But now we're in this situation where Daz has a very, very large supply count, and it's pretty much all army. It's 64 workers to 67 drones. So this is pretty horrendous. JayPower's going to be in a tough situation without that macro hatch. He's going to find himself struggling to keep up the army supply. He needs good engagements. The one thing in his favour, of course, is that Daz continues with just the Marines and Medevacs. There's no Marauders to soak up those Baneling hits. And here we go, once again, pushing in on the left-hand side of the map. If he can remove this hatchery, then JayPower's in some serious trouble, because he's going to find his economy virtually dead. But here we go. Nice splits, nice target on the Banelings, but there's a lot of Banelings still left. Still able to do good damage so long as they get good hits. And here we see more good splits from Daz. However, Daz is losing a lot of supply during this attack. JayPower just does not have enough, and that's what it's all about. Taking another hatchery means now there are only 4 hatcheries, or in fact 5 hatcheries, because we have 3 up here, to produce lava from. That's still enough, so long as he's hitting good queen injects, which you would expect him to do. Haven't really talked about where we're going from here, because there's just been constant aggression throughout, but we do have ultras out now, and there aren't particularly any marauders to clear them up. So we could be in some trouble here in terms of Daz. At the moment, only 3 ultras. However, more will be on the way. That Grand Carapace level 3 is finishing up. Here come the ultras all by themselves. They need to be careful there. He, of course, wants to hit these Marines excuse me, with a large mass of Banelings. That's what it's all about. And here they come! So many explosions as the Banelings hit, and as the Widowmines hit the Banelings. And the Ultras are being killed here. And I think Daz may have this game, as we see doubling the supply count at this point. The Ultra here being a complete boss, already up to 15 kills, as Penguin and Odin discuss what is legit and what isn't. And we're now seeing this Marauder counter to the Ultras. If you take a quick look at the units cancellation, there's only 2 mutas, so no need to really worry about air units anymore. He can start to really push out those Marauders and get himself into a good position to finish up this game. And talking about a good position to finish up this game, 189 supply to 92, nearly 100 supply ahead. More command centers going down, orbitals up already, plenty of mules for him to use. And pathogen glands on the way. So JayPower's move here is to get pathogen glands out, get some infestors to help back up the ultras and catch them. But 2 ultras here very nearly caught out on their own. That was incredibly close. And here we see, okay, this is definitely being taken down. Oh my god, Daz, please kill it. Thank you, Daz. Daz finally killing that ultra. And dropping over on the left hand side of the map. Starting to hit this hatchery very haphazardly, and picks up when he sees that, starts to head for the main. Only 2 meters, will not be able to catch up, win time, and he potentially might be able to focus down this Ultralist Cavern if he wanted to, but no. He's trying to fly somewhere else with it, but it will finally get picked off by the mutas and queens. However, I think Daz's attention is just on this incredibly strong push. Plenty of Marauders, good scans going down. Trying to fight on creep, which is a bit worrying, but there are Widowmines to help him out in this situation. So Daz still in a far stronger position here. JayPower unable to really retake a mine at those bases. He does not have the mineral income or bank that Daz has. And once again we get this huge engagement where JayPower is trying to hold him off. Those are good fungals, good Baneling hits, but look at the supply. JayPower forced to throw out the GG. But with both players off racing, we can see why Daz has chosen to stick with Terran now. Managing to pull out a good win there despite staying on those low-tech units. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again in the near future for more MythCast.